Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Bastion, Yahweh Shai, Bastion, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And honor and salutations to those of you who are of the hopeful elect and are out there teaching the word of sincerity and truth. So I wanted to get into something I was thinking about. I was driving, just thinking about, the state of the world and how out of order and out of course things are. As the scriptures say. Matter of fact, let me go to that real quick. I think that's Jeremiah. Let me see. Woman, compass. Yeah, Jeremiah 31 and 22. Salakia, it says, "How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man." All right. So I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about people just lying and having a lack of character, having not taking let me say it this way, like, so you have this you have social media, right? And you have people who are trying to make a career out of having a presence in social media, right? And with that, right, when you don't have a skill, right, when you don't have work to put in to do a thing, right, anything is a go, right? There's no boundaries, because your presence on social media, if you don't have any skill, right, is is based on numbers, and you'll do anything to get those numbers. And so with that being said, there's a diminishing of morality, diminishing of a moral compass, because people are willing to do and say anything just to have a presence online, right? And so all of these things, I was thinking about them, and I started saying to myself, I'm like, wow, we're really the last bastion of truth, right? So Siri told me what it was at the time, but let me Bastion, I think is how you spell it. Or is it Bastion like this? Yeah. Excuse me. It says a projecting part of a fortification built on an angle to the line of a wall so as to allow defensive fire in several directions, right? As an institution, place, or person strongly defending or upholding particular principles, attitudes, or activities, right? The last bastion of male privilege. And so, excuse me, what I'm saying is we're the last bastion of truth, right? And in the scriptures, support that thought, that there would be a certain elective men who would honor and care for this truth. And I had an epiphany, basically to say, it just goes to show how important the scriptures actually are, right? How important it is to wield the scriptures in an honorable way, because we're the only ones that are have this truth that can give it to the rest of the world, right? And so let me since I said that, let me go here first. This is Romans 11 and 4. It says, "But what saith the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal," right? And so those 7,000 men are not 7,000 exactly, right? 7,000 just is a representation of completion, right? And so the Heavenly Father has a complete body of men who would hold on to this truth and perpetuate it in the world, right? There was another one I had pulled up. I think it's this one here. Yep, this is Revelations 14. I'm gonna start at 1. It says, "And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads." Right, and so that's happening, right? Now that we're having the name written in our forehead. So this is happening now, where the Father's name is being written in our foreheads, right? As an identifier to who's who, right? As a like I said, as like an ID, an identification to say, okay, these are the men that we got to look to, right? It says, "And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder, and I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth." Right. So this song we spoke about at camp, this week, that we kept mentioning the trumpet and piping and all of these different things that resembled a sound or music, right? Only certain people are going to hear that sound. Only certain people are going to be able to understand what that music is, right? And as it says here, only that body, that elect body of men, are going to be able to yield this word or hear this word and perpetuate this word, right? It says this: "These are they which were not defiled with women, Salakia, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth." Right? "These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb." I actually wanted to look up that word, first fruits. That wasn't in this scripture, but uh, first fruits, right? It says this: "To offer firstlings of first fruits," right? "To take away the first fruits of the productions of the earth, which was offered to the Most High, the first portion of the dough from which sacred loaves were to be prepared." Hence, term used of persons consecrated to the Most High for all time. Right, in this one here, persons superior in excellence to others of the same class, right? And so we are of that class. We are the last hope for the truth, right? We are the bearers of the scriptures, right? No one else bears this truth quite like we do, right? Right, because you can argue, Christians read the Bible, you can argue those things, but do they have the truth, right? Christians have a a whole Bible, but Christianity is based, or their foundation is based in 5 to 6 scriptures that they go to all the time, right? And that's what their doctrine leans on, right? But we take the volume of the book, as the scriptures say, right? Matter of fact, let's go to that. The volume, I think it's Psalms 40 or Proverbs 40. Yeah, Psalms 40 and 7. It says, "Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me," right? So not just in a piece of it, right? Not just in a part of it, but the whole thing, right? So in continuing on, right? So this Second Ezra chapter 5 reminded me of the thought that I was having when I was driving in the car. I'm going to read a little bit of this. It says, "Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens," I actually want to do something else because that old English spelling is throwing me off a little bit. I think that was Second Ezra 5. If it's the same way, then I'll just read it. Alright, now I can read it. This is Second Ezra 5 and 1. It says, "Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number," right? "And the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith, right? And so this is why, our, there was a time in the world where you see men doing what we do on the highways and byways, and it was normal, right? To see the prophets coming and prophesying, that was a normal thing, right? Matter of fact, when you read in First Samuel, when Saul first became king, right, the Spirit of the Lord came on him, and he prophesied with the prophets, right? And it wasn't foreign that there were prophets speaking. It wasn't foreign that, well, damn, this Saul, he's speaking with the prophets now, right? But it was a normal thing, right? This work that we're doing. But now, because the land is barren of faith, we seem out of sorts, or we seem out of place, right? Which the scriptures talk about us being like a spectacle. Let me see what this is. A spectacle, angels and men, or something like that. Yeah, this is 1 Corinthians 4:9. It says, "For I think that the Most High." Oh shit, I got this pulled up. Where is it at? Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. For I think that the Most High have set forth us, the apostles, last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. Right. So we're, a spectacle because it's foreign now, right? To have men so faithful, and that's what no one can deny us of, right? Whether it be vocab Malone, or whether it be, some random Christian that comes up, or some pastor or some preacher or anybody that has something to say about us, right? One thing they cannot say is that we're not consistent. One thing they cannot say is that we're not faithful, right? You can disagree with what we're talking about, but we stand on what it is we believe in, right? Um, so continue it on. It says, but iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest. Actually, I want to go back to this one because, but iniquity shall be increased above that which thou now seest, or that thou hast heard long ago, right? So, and that's what's happening now, right? The iniquity is being increased. People being liars, and I watch, I see some clips every now and again when you're scrolling through YouTube. This, I forget the lady's name, but it's some court show where the women come and they want to figure out who the father is. Yeah. 8 times out of 10, the guy ain't the father, man. And that's iniquity, right? And you got a man, well, you should still be raising that. This is with the comment boards, right? You should still be raising that child. You've been in that child's life for 3 years, and now you just gonna leave? Hell yeah. It ain't mine. I thought it was my child. That's why I was here for 3 years. you know so it's all kind of craziness going on in the world, man, being increased. It says above that which thou now seest, or that thou hast heard long ago, right? So this is going to be the worst you've ever seen it, man. In the land that thou seest now to have root shall thou see wasted suddenly, right? But if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the third trumpet that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day. And blood shall drop out of wood, and the stone shall give his voice, and the people shall be troubled. And even he shall rule, whom they look not for, that dwell upon the earth, and the fowls shall take their flight away together. And the Sodomite sea shall cast out fish, and make a noise in the night, which many have not known, but they shall all hear the voice thereof. There shall be a confusion in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters, right? So this is the state, of the world, man. Confusion, everything out of whack, everything out of sorts, right? And salt waters shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber, and shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency, right, be multiplied upon the earth. And that's what you're seeing, man. This social media, man, it's become this basically a forum of incontinency, right? Everybody's showing that they don't have no discipline. Everybody's showing that they, taking their social cues from women. You got men sassing. Niggas, you got, supposed to be these big time gangsters and thugs, and they up there on the microphone and the podcast sassing like women. You ain't gonna be talking to me like that. you know, this is a bunch of madness, man. And so again, we're the last bastions of truth, man. See, it says, one land also shall ask another and say, is righteousness that maketh a man righteous gone through thee? And it shall say, no. At the same time shall men hope, but nothing obtain. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper. Right? I mean, you think about that, man. You go to work. Yeah, I mean, I recently got a new job over the last couple of years, man. I'm thinking like, yeah, now that I can get some relief. He says, oh yeah. So your income increases and the cost of living increasing with it, man. So you can't even catch a break, man. It says, to show thee such tokens I have leave, and if thou wilt pray again and weep as now and fast even days, thou shalt hear yet greater things. Right. So, these are the things that are to come, man. Or now we're in these times, right? These are being given to Ezra, but now we're in these times, right? And so again, it gives it so much more weight, the work that we do, right? Matter of fact, yeah. This is Revelation 5:1. It says, and I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and on the back side, sealed with 7 seals. And they saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof? And no man in heaven, nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. It says, and I wept much because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders saith unto me, weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and loose the 7 seals thereof. Right? And so he opened that book so that we could have it, right? So that we can have it, and again, this is how important it is, because we're the only ones that have it. Right? And this is why I always quote this, this word. I think it's with an S on it. Let's see what we get. This is the one right here. Let a man so account of us, this is 1 Corinthians 4:1, as the ministers of Hamashiach and stewards of the mysteries of the Most High, right? So Hamashiach, as you've read in Revelation, where'd it go? Oh, I think I went from here. So the Lord, as it was given in Revelation 5th chapter, that he was able to loosen those seals, right? He then made us stewards over it, man. Moreover, let's go up in here. Moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful, right? Right. So again, this is an important work that we're doing, man. Who else got it? Who else got the truth? Who else is going to tell the truth? But the men of the Lord. You got guys who, like IUIC, and we could say Sakari, and all these other camps, man. I don't think they hold the sincerity that is necessary to yield this truth. There's always a catch or a gimmick or a caveat, or they got something going on in the background, right? Instead of just it being about the truth, it's about what they can gain from the truth, right? So let's keep going here. This is I read that already. Let's have our first fruits again. It says it's Romans 8:23. It says, and not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body, right? So being that that's the the state of mind I was in, like, damn, when is this, this shit gonna happen. When you get tired. You get fed up with seeing these things, right? What does it say? Vexed, the conversation of the wicked. You know, that's us, man. You know. Let's see what else I got pulled up here. Read that. Read that. I think that's it. Ezekiel 9. This is Ezekiel 9 and 4. It says, "And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof." Right? That's us, man. You know. Who else is tired of it? Everybody else is feeding into it, trying to figure out a way that they can partake. Right? But us, we're fed up with it. We want it to stop. We want it to end. You know. All right. So with that, hopefully that was edifying. And I want to give all praises, as always, to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Honor and salutation to the elect. And that I say shalom.